Sobe e desce.
Tranquilo. Olha lá a pista lá, venda, é tudo tá fechado, ó, os containers, não tinha nada. Aqui é o estacionamento, onde tá aquele monte de container branco, é o estacionamento desse
ali, ó, 72, se der um zoom ali, ó, 72, vai dar o Grand Prix ali, ó, tá vendo ali?
Ali é fixo, mas essa parte toda aqui é móvel, aqui é onde os carros parados, aí eles caem os containers, tudo fechado, ó. A pista passa aí, ó. O que tá achando do hotel?
Vai, isso é o palácio mesmo, tá?
Dá pra dormir no chão, não dá não?
Não amei o chão.
Meu amigo. Cheio de obra de arte isso aqui.
Aí aqui tem uma porrada de centro desse com elevadores espalhados. E tem na parte do shopping. Então você vem aqui, ó, o spa é no terceiro andar, uma academia, o swing pools, shopping mall, bora. Isso aí, ele não tem cartão. Até a gente aprender, né, filho? Vai dar uma dificuldadezinha. É grande.
Estamos aqui, próximo destino.
Macau Grand Prix, mas o que tem lá, pai?
Lá é onde tá os boxes e o tower da reta principal, da linha de chegada, vamos dizer assim, do Macau Grand Prix, que começa amanhã a prática. A gente vai dar uma olhada lá como é que tá. E a área do estacionamento do Ferry Terminal, eles montam, porque é um circuito de rua, eles montam justamente para receber toda a estrutura lá. Então a gente vai lá agora conhecer. Vamos que vamos.
Galera, é uma estrutura top demais aqui em Macau. Tudo isso é temporário, esse monte de container, toda a estrutura aí temporária. E geralmente é um estacionamento do terminal de ferry boat. E aí eles fecham aqui, colocam tudo isso. Claro que essas escadas rolantes pela cidade inteira já existem, né? E a estrutura para atravessar de lá do terminal, passa por baixo pelo túnel e chega aqui onde a gente estava. Assim, é maravilhoso, maravilhoso, maravilhoso.
So we should try Europe. I think for driver development, Europe very good. Europe now is really nice. Very, very different. Some sessions like some qualifying for 20, right?
Estamos aqui em Macau. Toda a parte de pit, tudo nas garagens subterrâneas. A pista está aqui, tem como um public parking, um estacionamento. Estrutura gigantesca, uma loucura montar isso aqui no centro da cidade. Aqui é a única equipe SP, equipe francesa, a única equipe Cupra que está correndo no mundial, no World Tour. Temos 2 pilotos este ano. Ela começou com 2 pilotos, depois só um continuou correndo e agora no último etapa vão ter 2 de novo. SP Competition. Definindo a cúpula, a única aqui, estamos aqui prestigiando eles. Estrutura maravilhosa deles aqui, então parabéns.
E agora, estamos aqui no Hotel Lisboa. Quem conhece o hotel aqui de Macau, Guia Circuit, né? É uma das mais famosas que tem, é a curva Lisboa. Então, é bem aqui perto. E tudo aqui no meio da cidade. Então, realmente é um Mônaco oriental aqui na Ásia.
Aqui no Hotel Grande Lisboa, em Macau, ali o Lisboa Antigo, número 1, a Torre 2 do Lisboa Antigo, a passarela e aqui o Grande Lisboa. Vou entrar aqui agora no pai de Macau, que construiu esses hotéis aqui, o Stanley Ho, e vou mostrar para vocês um dos maiores diamantes do mundo, faz parte da coleção dele, já faleceu, e está aqui em exposição na recepção do Hotel Grande Lisboa, aqui em Macau. Ó, esse tem 3 estrelas Michelin, esse restaurante aqui do hotel. Esse aqui tem 2, só nesse hotel. Eles têm os ônibus, ficam rodando todas as propriedades do grupo. Ó, 3 estrelas Michelin, Rua Puchon de la Dome, Grande Lisboa Palace, Lisboa Palace.
Partiu. Pode assistir agora.
Pista, né?
Pista, né? Aqui, ó.
Na rua, meio da rua.
Literalmente indo pra rua. Grande Prêmio de Macau. Hoje é o treino 1 e 2 do Mundial de TCR, também o Mundial GT. Vai ser aqui e vamos por cima. Aqui é o ônibus do hotel. Vai direto pro autódromo. A galera aqui atrás. O pai aqui já pronto, preparado. E é isso, aqui vamos.
A 22ª edição do Grande Prêmio de Macau. As outras são então a Taça do Mundo GP, a Taça do Mundo de Fórmula Regional.
Quer a foto, Pedro?
Quero a foto, Fórmula 4 e a Merlacher, ele que lidera então o campeonato obter a melhor posição em termos de mais nesta primeira edição pelo circuito do Macau.
Ninguém tá entendendo nada aqui. Esse português aí, ninguém tá entendendo nada. Só tem 5 pessoas que estão entendendo.
He's about to go with the personal best in 71 and 72.
Primeiro treino da quarta-feira.
Lotado já aqui.
Lotado, primeiro treino da quarta-feira.
Quinta-feira, 11 horas da manhã.
Lotado.
Às contas, o número 9, Miguel é terceiro, com 22 e com 4 melhores desempenho para Santiago, o Routier, o 4 Guia, Fórmula.
Estamos aqui no box, pré-classificação. Classificação aqui é super importante, quase que uma prova. Além de somar pontos para quem faz a pole, aqui é uma pista que é muito difícil de passar, super estreita. Então, circuito de rua tem essa tendência. Então, aqui agora para o TCR é super importante para a equipe ter um quali bom. Aqui com a equipe atrás da SPC, equipe da França com 2 Cupras, carro acompanhando que vem, apoiando eles aqui. Também queria agradecer eles aí pelo apoio e recepção, o Aito da Cupra, que é o engenheiro da Cupra, e todo mundo envolvido aí. Muito obrigado. Bora agora curtir como telespectador.
Because Santiago Routier is 7th, and then something different. A Cupra is 8th for Elian Comte, Honda 9th, Esteban Guerrieri, and a Cupra 10th in the hands of Max Hart, who was very much a late call-up for the weekend.
And loves the car. Saw some of the comments yesterday. Says it's different, but absolutely loving being here at Macau on the Guia Circuit this weekend, and you know, the interesting thing is if he started the week thinking this was just a weekend off at home, and then he gets the call, which he did with just a couple of days before the event got underway, and can you have a look at flights, we need to get you out here, and pack a bag, and you're on your way before you know it. It's a bit of a whirlwind week, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then to find yourself, instead of being on a simulator, actually being here at Macau once again, somewhere where he has won races before and knows what he's doing around the Guia Circuit here at Macau. He could be really one to have a good result this weekend. Wait half an hour in total, under 20 minutes left, 19 and a half minutes of qualifying remain, and Mikkel Ashkona top of the times. Norby Mikulit's second position and into pit lane. And that's going to be the story of this lap, isn't it?
And it comes. So 13 minutes on the clock, but the session can't carry on with the car where it is, so the session is stopped.
Galera, aqui atrás, ó, tá a equipe Hyundai da Austrália.
Eles iam dar campeonato australiano no PCI.
O campeonato ficou mal esse ano e cancelaram o campeonato por falta de grid, que lá é um pouco mais restrito, quantidade de carros e tudo mais. E acabou que vieram dar aqui no mundial, que é mais perto para ir da Ásia, a Austrália e tudo mais. E o piloto deles, primeiro ano dele, estreante aqui no mundial. O campeonato mundial do regulamento serve para o australiano, serve para o campeonato dos Estados Unidos. O sul-americano que eu andei, então o regulamento é igual para todos. Então, o cara que corre australiano pode correr no mundial, mesmo carro, e a experiência é a mesma, então bacana, bem
Engraçado que a estratégia aqui é diferente, né? Da IMSA. Ele sai com um pneu, a IMSA não pode tocar, né?
Lá é parque fechado.
Lá é o quê?
Começou classificação, não pode mais tocar intervenção da equipe.
Então ninguém toca mais, não pode trocar pneu, nada. Quali até acabar o quali. Aqui eles vão um pouco, gastam pouco pneu e aí entram para trocar. Agora porque deu bandeira vermelha, né? O Hyundai bateu, bandeira vermelha ainda. Aí a hora para, a hora do cronômetro para. Vai ser o terceiro, 7 de pneu novo na frente. O primeiro saiu.
A gente tá por enquanto, ó, P9, P11.
P9, P11 por enquanto, P9, P11. Normalmente vai sair todo um pneu novo de novo agora. E esse agora é o Q1. Aí,
o Q2 ainda.
Aí depois só os 10 primeiros, né?
É 10 ou 12, não sei qual é o regulamento daqui.
Eu acho que entre 10 ou 12 vão para o Q2 do quali para poder
terminar
para ver no final quem fica.
And a race of Hyundais make their way into Lisboa. I suppose you'd be happier surrounded by your teammates rather than anyone else going into Lisboa on the warm-up lap just to get heat into the tyres. It's Mikkel Ashkona.
So maybe they're not that concerned yet, and they will take that plan for Q2. So I'm not convinced we are going to see any major surprises. At the moment, the one who's on the bubble is Josh Buchan. So really, it's going to be to see, I suppose, whether Lo Se-ho could break into the top dozen, or indeed Pepe Oriola, who is 14th. And it'd be quite nice in his return to racing if Pepe could make it through to Q2.
It'd be interesting as well. Josh Buchan, as you rightly said, is a round winner this year in the TCR World Tour. Was out in Australia, in Korea, didn't compete in China, but is here in Macau and won in Korea. So let's see what's about to happen in the final 9.5 minutes of qualifying.
And on this lap, Oriola is on a personal best sector 1, but I'm afraid sectors 2 and 3 are a little bit slower, so I'm not convinced he's going to be able to fight back, although we've got a couple of laps yet, he might be able to do it. 5.5 minutes. Aurélien Comte Cupra here, coming through Donna Maria.
It would be nice to see Lo Se-ho go through into Q2,
yeah,
though. He's there in 12th place at the moment. Max Hart is in 11th and was really happy and comfortable with the car yesterday, and is very good around the Guia Circuit here at Macau, having stood on the top step of the podium here, and to see him go through into Q2 would be good as well. But, yeah, so we're keeping our eyes focused really on the drop point now, with diminishing minutes left. 5 minutes just under of Q1 remain.
Aurélien Comte here in the Cupra, 13th, and he's heading for the pit lane. So Aurélien Comte having a tough session, and just to throw a little bit of salt into the wound, his new teammate, Max Hart, who is having his first outing in the car, is quicker than Comte, who's been a regular in the championship.
But Max Hart is good.
Oh, we know that.
And
yeah,
it takes a unique driver to excel at the Guia Circuit here at Macau. We've had a few of them over the years, and it has been responsible for claiming world titles here. If you're good at Macau, it's been historically the final meeting of a world championship year. And Andy Prio, exceptional here at Macau, and I'm sure contributed hugely to claiming multiple titles in the world championship. And so too Rob Huff as well, who has been so good around the streets of Macau, and is missed in this lineup this year. First time for a long time we've not had Rob Huff here competing at Macau.
Time between sessions. Aurélien Comte did go back out for one last run, so as he comes up towards the checkered flag, this might actually put him into the top 12, because he's got a couple of personal best sector times. He's got a dodge past Andy Liang's Hyundai, which he does. So Aurélien Comte then, to try to get into the top 12, comes across the timing line and improves the lap, but misses out by a 10th, just under a 10th. So Lo Se-ho survives to go into Q2. Engineers quickly on the radio to tell the drivers whether they're in or not and what they need to do on the in-lap. So Ashkana from Mikelish, the top 2, Erlaché 3rd, and Urrutia 4th. But now he becomes the sacrificial lamb, I think, to do all the towing around. 5th, Ted Bjork, and 6th in the times, Nestor Girolamo. You can see the margins there, pretty narrow, especially Mikelish to Erlaché.
So a second covering the top 5 in Q1.
Só o Max conseguiu ficar acima do P12, ficou P11, e o Conte ficou P13. Então o Conte não vai para o P2, foi atrapalhado na última volta, ia conseguir, mas foi atrás um Hyundai bem na última curva, atrapalhou ele. Então ele continuou P13, não vai agora para o Quali Q2, mas o Max vai. Então vamos trocar pneu para o Max agora, e o Max vai sair, só os 12 mais rápidos vão sair agora para o Q2 do Quali. O Conte não ter conseguido. Ele que teve 2 vitórias na última corrida aqui na China. Um trabalho maravilhoso dessa equipe francesa. Acho que é a única equipe Customer Racing independente de todo o World Tour. Sim. É a única equipe, né?
E também tem um fator, o Comte, ele venceu a última prova na China, fez a pole, ganhou 2 provas das 3 do fim de semana. Então isso aí dá o laço de sucesso. Então o primeiro lugar vai carregar 40 quilos mais e o resto do grid, né, do peso normal.
Então já era esperado, como ele ganhou duas últimas e fez o quali, colocaram 40 quilos no carro dele, então já é esperado ele não tá tão...
É isso aí, é o regulamento. Quem vence a prova da última etapa carrega mais peso para a próxima etapa.
Que é o famoso lastro de sucesso, é?
É isso aí. Na Stock Car tinha, hoje em dia não tem mais. Eu não concordo muito com essa técnica, essa ideia, porque você está punindo o sucesso de alguém, literalmente é isso. Eu acho que o BOP já faz o trabalho de qualizar os carros, e se o cara venceu a prova, ele não tem que perder na outra. Então acho que não faz muito sentido, mas era esperado. A esperança era ficar entre os 10 para pegar a inversão. Então o top da classificação inverte para a segunda corrida. O P10 da classificação na primeira prova larga na pole para a segunda prova. Então essa que era a esperança deles, infelizmente não deu. O Max tem uma chance ainda. E aqui em Macau não ultrapassa muito, porque é uma pista muito travada, circuito de rua muito estreito. Quem larga na pole tem uma grande vantagem. Então essa é a alternativa aqui agora.
Whiskey is paying off. This is a good position to be in. Nicely done for your first return to TCR World Tour.
Yeah, so far so good. Really pleased to be in the Q2. I know from the Delta there's a little bit more out there. Maybe not quite as much as the front guys, but certainly top 10 pace.
Good. Well, that's really all you need to go for anyway. Get that P10, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal.
Good. All right, have a good one.
Yeah, and the reference to 10th is a relevant one in as much as it is pole for race 2, unless there's any grid drop penalties that come through incidents in race 1. So we are a minute and 10 seconds away from the session getting underway, and very shortly then things are going to get really important here at Macau, because now we can start to allocate the 15 or the 10 or the 8, the 6, the 4, the 2 points that go to the top 6 in the qualifying session.
Agora vamos pro Q2. O Conte está falando que teve um pequeno incidente no carro dele. Uma pena, que é um grande piloto. Não foi pro Q2. Teve um cara na última volta, atrapalhou ele, um Hyundai. E tá aqui, foi sacanagem. Na última volta. Que o carro dele aqui, maravilhoso. E aqui desse lado ele deu um pequeno incidente aqui, ó. Macau, como vocês sabem, é muito estreito, pista de rua, no meio da cidade. Qualquer erro, não tem grama, não tem nada, é tudo direto na parede.
Here we go, red lights on down in pit lane, and in 2, 1, they'll go green, and we get this Q2 underway. There we go, green light shown in pit lane, and 12 cars battling it out for pole position. Our cars have 5 wheel studs on each of the wheels, so that process isn't the work of a moment to get the cars turned around down in pit lane. Max Hart comes into pit lane as well.
So Max Hart doesn't benefit in terms of qualifying order, does he? So Urrutia versus Hart for 10th, half a second between them. So Max has improved in sector 3, and let's see what he can do.
Checkered flag is out. Who's going to improve on this final lap? It's the battle now for 10th.
Yeah, Max Hart took the flag. He went quicker, but not quick enough. He needed another 10th and a half to get ahead of Urrutia. So Santiago Urrutia is good for pole, it looks like, for race 2. And Max Hart was 11th, and he falls to 12th. So quite a bit of shuffling from Q1 to Q2 as you look at the final order. 2 10-lap races on the Guia Circuit, unless we get a safety car, and they will be elongated to 12 laps.
Vai por ali.
Fantastic qualifying session that was for on pole position.
I cannot because, you know, it's a problem for me.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Mais um dia, começando por aqui, dia de corrida.
Macau, baby.
Quem que vai vencer hoje, você acha?
Hoje é sábado. Ó, a gente sempre, como aqui é caótico, pode ter umas batidas loucas, umas coisas loucas aí. A gente tá torcendo pelos Cupras, claro. A gente quer que eles ganhem. Tem dois Cupras aí, o Aurelian, né? E o Max Hart. Mas ficou difícil. No qual ontem tiveram problema de tráfego e tudo. E ficaram, acho que 11º e 13º. Então aqui é difícil de ultrapassar. Mas é sempre caótico, sempre tem batida, tudo isso. Vamos pra cima. É Cupra hoje na veia.
Y la habitación mía que
Então vai lá, dá uma olhada lá pra ele ali.
Tudo Cupra é vidro mesmo?
Caralho. O quê? O quê, Kiko?
Isso é vidro.
É vidro mesmo, para-brisa. Olha o Dessa.
Also, Max Hart is new on the grid. Also, Josh Buchan's desperate to do well, but needs to keep safe for race 2. Oh, there's so much to go. It's going to be so much fun. All right, let's be having Macau. Enjoy.
Buchan, who's had a race with this year in the championship, starts 9th from Lo Seho. Then Max Hart, late call up ahead of Aurelian Comte, triple winner this year. Pepe Oriola, who's not raced in anything really for about 2 seasons, not here since 2018. He's ahead of Sean Chang, Ron McMillan. Then Santiago Urrutia, we'll come back to him in a moment, and Andy Liang rounds out the grid. Why Santiago Urrutia?
Quick mention, if I may, for Max Hart, because his week has been stunning, really. He got the call up this week, literally a phone call to take part. He's very, very good around the streets of Macau. A couple of years ago, he won the Macau Touring Car Cup race here. Last year, he suffered disappointments in touring cars here, so there is unfinished business for him. He was a title contender this year in TCR Europe. He got the call up. He was literally asked to investigate flights over to Macau while his girlfriend was packing his bag and getting his race suit and everything else ready. So it really was as last minute as it could be to come here, and so far this weekend has equipped himself very nicely, qualified in 11th.
And can make progress from there, and as you say, he knows his way around this circuit. So a winner 2 years ago in that Macau Touring Car Cup. That was a race for the TCR China Championship in which he was a front runner and the champion. So the cars now coming up to the grid. There at the back is the Hyundai of Andy Liang in elect, and an effort a little bit further back being made as they're going to the inside was Max Hart, trying to get himself up past Lo Seho. 9th and 10th they are.
Has gone overall best in Sector 1 as well. And that's an incident that we were just looking at. That has been noted as well.
So Girolami now being caught slightly on that last lap by Alache as Urrutia goes through. Good drive this by Santiago Urrutia because he's edging his way forward all the time. He's now onto the back of Pepe Oriola. Urrutia did an absolute best sector 1 on that last lap, so he's now in 12th place and 11th beckons against the slightly race rusty Pepe Oriola, the team manager of the GOAT racing team. So the Spanish driver ahead at the moment. Meanwhile, the leaders work lap number 5, and here you've got the fight going on for 11th place. So it is Honda versus the Lincoln Co. As Oriola tries to cover off the inside line. Urrutia goes with him, dives out to the outside at the last possible moment to go all the way around the outside into Lisboa. He's done it once, he tries it again, there's contact, he gets sideways, he survives, and Oriola up the inside line, hangs onto the place. And here behind the pair of them also, you can see, comes the traffic to try to get by. But Urrutia, that time, got caught out by it. His efforts on the outside, that time didn't work. Is this going to be a fair scrap between them?
And Ashcona did look brutally quick there as they rounded that corner, as they head down towards, this is Max Hart, by the way, and Max Hart right on the tail of Lo Ho. And Max Hart in the car to the right of your screen, heads through Lisboa up towards San Francisco Hill. And okay, for a guy that this time last weekend was having a bit of a weekend off, he's having a rather exciting race.
It's not done yet, is it? Lo Ho is always pretty quick around here. We've seen that in the past. He's always been one of the front runners within the local either TCR China or TCR Asia categories that have run in the past for the Macau Touring Car Cup.
That super battle for Urrutia from the back of the grid got up as far as 10th place, and the late call-up for Max Hart finished up in 9th place as well. Here for the Macau gear race for 2025. Let's see who gets the march on the front row of the grid as they head down. I think it's
move their way down towards Lisboa. Not many going to the outside line. They're all trying to find a gap on the in if they can. So it's going to be Buchan from Urrutia, and Ashcona tries to go around the outside for third. Breathe in, everybody. Do they all make it? So far, so good. And yes, they power their way up San Francisco for the first time. They're still trying to be side by side in the leading group. Eventually, they're going to have to get themselves in a queue, and up the hill they go with Josh Buchan still in charge. Busy grandstands on one side, pits on the other. Speed building from here on in. Cold tyres, remember, and a very brave first lap it has got to be. And you see how most people were kind of crowding towards the inside, not wanting to chance their arm on the outside, and maybe end up not being able to get back into the queue of cars down towards Lisboa. So Guerrieri sees what's going on ahead, tries to get in the draft. The other reason is you've got to follow the car ahead and be in the wheel tracks to benefit from a tow. And then all of a sudden, Lisboa comes upon you. Huge grandstand that towers over the circuit. See how slow it is down to second gear, how narrow the road becomes now. And there, look, they were still trying to be side by side up San Francisco Hill, and it was Ma Xing-ha who was looking for the gap on the inside, but not to be. The fastest lap of the race, incidentally, now done by Max Hart, 11th, and he's managed to get himself up past his teammate Aurélien Comte. Max, very much a late addition to the ranks with less than a week's notice, but he's done the quickest lap. He's been a winner here in the China Touring Car Championship in the past. That was the Macau Touring Car Cup race a couple of years ago. Max Hart going good progress right now. And the replay here of Aurélien Comte going straight on. Lo Se-Ho gets past him, so does Rahm McMillan, and Aurélien, a triple winner in the championship, rejoins.
You mentioned Max Hart. I will say once again, he only found out during this week running up to the Macau Grand Prix that he was going to be coming out here. Literally, he was still on the phone while he was checking to see if there was a possible flight that he could get over here as soon as possible. He had his girlfriend packing his bag and getting things ready. He was booking his flights as well, and he knows how good he is around the Macau circuit, and he didn't have the best of years last year. As you say, he was on the top step of the Chinese Touring Car Cup here at Macau a couple of years before, but last year it wasn't great, so there is very definitely unfinished business for Max.
Back, so it's a two-horse race for the Guia race title now. Bucket versus Ma, who again, look, is about 3-4 lengths back. We've had a change, haven't we? Not quite for third place, although it's imminent as Guerrieri lines up to have a go. Here they come, down to the braking zone. It is still now Ted Bjork, in fact, up into third place. He's gone through. Guerrieri fourth, and that's because Ashken has got a problem and has slowed right down. So Mikkel Ashkena's car was the one offline. He has slowed, so Ted Bjork now gains a couple of places ahead of not only Ashkena but also Guerrieri.
Having a much better race today when all the pressure is off as far as championship points are concerned. Ted Bjork up into a podium position is something to take away from the weekend. Obvious disappointment for not claiming the driver's title yesterday here at Macau. Celebrations with the teams for their achievement over the course of this year, but to finish on the podium personally would be really nice for Ted Bjork. Good way to finish the weekend. And the top two are absolutely tied together on this final lap. What is Marshall going to be able to dish up as they go down towards Lisboa? He's determined. How determined he is. He pulls out to the left-hand side. He'll be on the outside line. Josh Buchan, keep it neat, keep it tidy, turn in. He does so. Keeps it tight on the run up towards San Francisco Hill as well. My goodness. And we've got the car, the 168 car, which is rather surprising, I think, of the champion, Jan Ellershey, into the barrier down at Lisboa.
And Norbert Miklisch was caught up with him. He was on the escape road, so got a good job he got the championship one yesterday, isn't it? Jan Ellershey having to sort himself out. He is going again, but slightly ignominious way to end his championship season. So
what's going to happen here between the top two? Josh Buchan has driven an exemplary race. All he had to do was to make sure that he didn't put a wheel wrong with the Lincoln Co. right there behind him. Is he going to take this all the way to the checkered flag?
Looks like he is, because one corner to go. Josh Buchan then, first time at Macau, he's going to win the Guia race. He's going to win it under huge pressure, race long. Josh Buchan wins it. Ma Xinhua is second. Ted Bjork takes third ahead of Ignacio behind. Max Hart takes the checkered flag seventh. The technical team ready. Max Hart getting out of his car. He was the man with the fastest lap of the race to his name come the end.
Super race for him as well. Got up to 7th place, so well worth coming back to Macau this year for Max Hart. Really good stuff.